Hey, what's up, gang? It's Microtonal Monday. Um, Mommy, my cat she's having a morning. So I'm live. I thought I'd go live just to see how many people. I thought I'd go live just to see how many people would show up for Microtonal Monday. This is going to be a short one because I'm absolutely. It's my cat over here. One of my cats. Mommy, it's okay. Anyway, I'm really swamped in January, but I'm very proud of myself because today I woke up at 7:30 a.m. and did everything I was supposed to do, and I did a lot of stuff last night. So there's lots of good stuff happening. My room is now set up with my speakers, and I got some tangling undone. So none of the cords tangle up. But anyway, you're here for the microtones. Oh my gosh, hi Teddy. It's so great to see you here. I hope your headache is better. I was so sorry to miss you the other day. Um, but yeah, let's make this a little 15 tone time because my keyboard right now is in 15 TET. Yes, you did. Okay, so check this out right here. 15 notes per octave. So I'm gonna grab my music stand. Still sick, but feeling better. That is good. One day at a time. I have a bit of a sniffle myself, but it is not COVID. I tested myself again today, so that was good. So here we go. We've got this thing. Let's see if I can get this done. Awesome. Okay. And then plug it in my other computer. We'll play 15 tone a little bit, and then we'll bounce. Okay. So let's see. Plugging this in. Hopefully this will be loud enough. And let's see. This keyboard should be a gray chord. And then I'm plugging this in. Waiting for everybody to get settled in. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if this will work. I also so some of my Christmas presents got incorporated. Hello, Scrabbles. I always, whenever I'm sad, I read your comment on my peg cover, and it makes me happy because so many people who hate Wolf Fifths did not like that one. I have a remote now that I got for Christmas, and this turns on and off certain outlets, and I'm always annoyed whenever I have to reach around to turn this on, just because of how my setup is. Like, there's a finite amount of things to turn on and off. So, this should turn the pink keyboard on if I press 3. Oh, yep, I heard it going. And you can't really see it under here, but there's a light that turns on. So now, if I play it, we should hear it a little bit. Yes, that is the layout, exactly. Yeah, when people poorly draw pianos, they do sometimes do that. They have that situation. Can you guys hear when I play on my computer, or is it too soft? Let's see. I'm gonna try plugging it in and turning it up a little bit. I also have a new speaker system. I know this is just me talking about upgrading my equipment, which is very boring, but I have a new speaker system, and it actually has real outputs and stuff. And I don't have an audio interface with XLR out, but it is a good audio interface. So I'm gonna plug in my old speakers so that we can get super loud. So I'm doing that right now. And pluggity plug. Let's see if this will work. It's not very loud so far. That doesn't seem right. Oh, this part isn't plugged into the right place. Okay, here we go. So this gets plugged into here, and this gets plugged in here. Okay, now this should be louder. Oh my, there's 8 people here for no reason. We might have to keep this one now. Oh no. I have no plans for anyone. You know what we can do? We can talk about Blackwood scales because they're so cool. Okay, so I figured out a really great song that works in 15. Oh Holy Night works in 15. Here, I'll show you. That works fine, right? We're kind of in D. We call it D down in 15 TET. And so far, everything lines up nicely. And what I'm thinking is if I add like more acapella voices to that and, put some real subtlety into it, I can add like various notes of the Blackwood scale in kind of a subtle, fun way. Let's see. Is it a hymn? I don't know if it's actually a hymn. It's definitely like very churchy. But I don't know if it's a hymn per se. I think you would find it in some hymn booklets. It seems like this might be offensive, but it might be too good of a song to be a hymn. I'm not sure. Not that hymns are bad. It's just that like this song is so dang majestic that I think like if you sang it in church, you definitely have some people who would be lost and like backing out of the climactic section. I guess it's like the Schubert's Ave Maria in a way. So we did the first part. I'm playing like a major 7 and then like the 4 chord here. I still can't believe this is so soft. Hold on a second. Does this really what happens when I turn this up all the way? That can't be right. Because this is like supposed to be like really loud, and it's only just like a little loud, Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try restarting my computer over here. And then it should get super loud. Ah! But anyway, answering questions in chat if there are any more. Let's see. Oh, Mighty Fortress would sound good. I've thought about that one. That would be really good to do with microtones. Oh my gosh, come on. Oh no. Okay. My computer is having trouble restarting. But anyway, while the computer is turning back on, I can talk about how a Blackwood 10 scale works. What's really funny is like if you try and make a diatonic scale in 15 TET, it can be started here. Do 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 do. Oh no, that's the other degree. Do 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 do. It's like what happens is you have these you have major seconds that are 240 cents and you have some that are 160 cents. So if you just like fill in the gaps with a note that would make a 10 note symmetrical scale, you get Blackwood 10. So you can say that like 15 tone equal temperaments version of a diatonic scale is a subset of Blackwood 10. It's very exciting. And I think it has a lot of potential for reharmonization. So anyway, like if you had these notes here, do 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 do, like these guys right here, the high second, the 240 cent second, and just like the normal major third, do 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 do. If you had the low one, it would have more of that sort of neutral secondy sound where it's a bit lower compared to the tonic, but then there's a jump on the major third. So then if you did all of them, instead of it sounding like do 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 or do do do, it would sound like do do do. Nope, do 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 do. So you'd have this cool thing where you split a major third into 5, and then you have like 2 versions of the second, and that's like the whole basis of the thing. Okay, Here we go. This should work now. Or it should be louder, that is. And come on, work. Here we go. Sometimes things don't work and it's hard. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? Yay, that's way louder, right? Do you guys hear how much louder that is? Ah! That's our dominant 7th chord. It's okay, kitty. Come on in here. I've been really loud all morning, so my cat's been meowing. I don't know if she's a fan or a hater. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about this Blackwood scale. That is a very fun scale to sing. Hey, let's try singing it together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay. Fun. So let's talk about degrees of the Blackwood 10 scale. In a Blackwood 10 scale, you have 10 chords that work within it that are like the diatonic chords of the 7-note normal diatonic scale. But the qualities of the diatonic scale are actually more complicated in a sense, just because the pattern is less regular. In Blackwood 10, you just alternate between 2 steps of 15, 160 cents, and 1 step of 15, 80 cents. And I think that is the key when singing a Blackwood 10 scale. When you sing a Blackwood 10 scale, it's some very Zen harmonic intervals, but you want to combine your knowledge of the rolls of these notes on the way with the fact that it's alternating in size. Like, if I just were to try to sing this and like try and get this major third here, if I'm not careful and I'm trying to think about notes that cram in to get to a major third here, I might sing this note low, but it has that 5-10 vibe. So like you aim for the 5-10 marker, and then if you have the major third in your head, then you can get there. So I'm like using particular anchors for Blackwood. I like to use a major third as an anchor, and I like to use the perfect fifth as an anchor. And then I also think of this other note here as a really low harmonic 7th that has to be low enough so it sounds like 2 steps away from the leading tone. So it's a bit tricky. It's like if I'm on the way up, here's like what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like low major 2nd, high 1, out to major 3rd. Maybe I got that major 3rd, and then I'm thinking low perfect 4th, high, That's got to be high enough, right? Even though it sounds like something like F sharp, G, G sharp, A, you've got to make this distance. You've got to make this distance matter, so you exaggerate it, right? And then when you keep going, low 6th to harmonic 7th, and harmonic 7th is low enough for the leading tone. Let's see if I can do it on my own. We'll see if I have any merit here. I'm okay with that. You know, it's good to practice like with and then without. That's what I like to do, because then if I practice with and without, if I do without and then I play with, I might like notice like where my without was slightly bad. For example, on that without, I don't know if you noticed, but my harmonic 7th was a bit high, and so this might not have sounded secondy enough to the average person. That's another important thing in microtonal music, is that you have there's intervals that have flexible categories, right? And they should accomplish certain things. And that's more important than their sense size, which is kind of crazy to think about. Not that sense size isn't important, but I don't know. I feel like sense size is just like knowing about a language without knowing how to speak it, like without knowing its internal rules, its syntax, its vocabulary. So if you know like what these things are supposed to do and how they're supposed to sound such that they can be Zen harmonic, then you can sing that scale more effectively and convey the emotion of that scale more effectively. For example, if I didn't really know that that scale degrees 9 and 10 should sound secondy, if I wasn't careful, I could slip into a state where accidentally I sing 9 so low that it sounds like a minor third below the tonic note. You see what I mean? So like the fact that I know that it needs to have that distance means that I can more effectively attempt to nail it. Okay, so we talked about Blackwood 10. No one's chatty in the chat, and that's good. Oh, wow, 8 people. If we get more than 10 people here, what's going to happen? That's for the chat to decide. Right now, I'm going to keep going with some, oh, holy night, and I'll show you guys what happens to the chords. And actually, I can name the chords in 15 TET notation as I play. Maybe this will be a little bit useful. I like to use Blackwood notation for 15 tone equal temperament. So 15 tone equal temperament is a really interesting tuning because for how low of a tuning it is, it's a mess, but in the best way. It's a mess notationally because there's actually 2 valid choices for notation, I would say. It's a mess for the piano player because it doesn't really have an ideal piano layout, except maybe pseudo-diatonic. And it's also, it gives you major and minor, but no diatonic scales. And it's the lowest tuning that really gives you that. So I think it's a very exciting tuning. Someone asked me if it was my favorite tuning the other day. And I hesitate to say yes because there's so many different tunings that I all love, even 12-tone equal temperament. But there's something about 15 that just like makes me really excited. Like it's very simple to use and it's very zen and it makes sense. So here's how you would notate 15. Here's a 5-TET scale in 15, right? So you got these notes here, right? And if you were to create a circle of fifths, say starting from our C here, I assume that the C on the keyboard is just like this first note in this big island, right? This porcupine cluster. Here's a C right here. So what happens is if you create a circle of fifths and you go C, G, D. No, I can't count. Oh, that's E. C, G, D, A, F. Oh, I said F, but I should have said E, right? C, G, D, A, E. Uh-oh, E is a fourth away from C. Let's compare. Let's do this one, and then we'll do 12. I think this piano's on over here, and it should be loud enough. Okay, here we go. So in 15, it's C, G, D, A, E. And in 12, it's C, G, D, A, E. So what's happening here? Well, in 15-tone equal temperament, what's happening is the perfect fifth is 720 cents. So each fifth that you stack in that sequence just creeps 20 cents more and more sharp until by the time you get to the last note, it sounds like a fourth instead of a major third. So that means that all of the notes you are used to from 12-tone equal temperament, if you're using Blackwood notation, are contained within 5-tone equal temperament. You can just make the diatonic semitones equivalent, which can be confusing, but let me show you. C, G, D, A, E. E is now the same as F. So if you compare C and F, now it can be like a fourth. Or you could spell it as CE if you actually approach it by that number of fifths that we have. So how you spell it would depend on how you approach it and the context that it's in, such that you can create chords that can be read. Wow, this is insane. The chat is like silent. The chat has nothing to say. That's so rare. Does that mean I'm doing good? Okay, so anyway, C and F are right there. And they resolve to, well, now we have to give names to the other 10 notes. So if we have this right here, if this is 5-TET and contains all of the names of every 12-tone note we could have, because diatonic semitones are equivalent to each other, the way to reach the other notes is to use something called ups and downs. So ups and downs kind of have a little bit of a history. There's lots of microtonalists that use like a triangle symbol as an up or a down, which is really good to do in typing. But I think in notation, there's not as much of a great reason to use that when you have Gould accidentals, which already have an arrow attached to them. Now, there is some engraving things you could get into about that. Like if you have just a floating up arrowhead, for example, it takes up less vertical space. So that could be an advantage. So right here, we have C, D, F, G, A, or B flat, depending on how you want to spell it. And then if we just took this up a step with everybody, we'd have now the ups. So C up, D up, E up, G up, A up. And then the last one, you could say it's D down, E down, G down, A down, C down. Or you could assign double ups if you want, but it's a bit, I think, annoying to read double up symbols. It just depends on what you're wanting to do. Because, like, I feel like sometimes reading a double up symbol might feel like reading a double flat, where it tells you the context of the chord, but if you spell it incorrectly, it might actually be slightly easier to read. So these sorts of edge cases are not as cut and dry. Hello, Christian. How are you? So anyway, that means what I've just described, how we have like a normal chain, we have an up chain, and we have a down chain. That could also be a double up chain. Conversely, our up chain could also be a double down chain if you really wanted to. It means that when we notate major and minor chords, the same rules apply as in just intonation. Namely, that if you have a perfect fifth, that has normal perfect fifth spelling, but the major third is down, and the minor third would be up. So, like this, just normal C, like major chord right here, that would be C, E down, G. So that's how that works. So that means that in Oh Holy Night, I think I'm going to call this D because it might make it easier to think about. Yeah, just because the F sharp is then going to be down. So in Oh Holy Night, the chords are D, D major 7 with an F sharp down in the bass, G, D, and then A, G with the D in the bass, D. D major 7 with an F sharp down in the bass, G, D. I like to jump up an octave for this one. We just reached the F sharp down minor chord, C sharp down. Ah! So now we've tonicized this F sharp down chord, and then we have an A7 chord, and the seventh would be like the harmonic seventh, not the neutral seventh you'd get from stacking a fifth on top of the minor third. You might have noticed that there when I was going to a D chord, I used this lower B. That's because it works with this. Like as a minor sixth, and into two minor sixths from there. Love this part. So this is like a B down minor 7. F sharp down minor. And then this. Oh, it's E down minor. And the reason we use that one instead of this one is because it makes a perfect fourth with our B down chord that we had earlier. And we don't have to make any sacrifices in terms of the syntonic comment. Yes, Oliver, you get it. You hear that and you're like, whoa, Zen time. Yeah, that 240-cent shift where it normally doesn't happen. And it totally fits in with the context of the music. So I'm ruining it by talking the best I can. But B down minor 7 again. And then it's diatonic using D, G, and A from here on out. But I use some tricks to harmonize certain notes so that you don't have any wolf fifths. So now I am going to do it again, but this time I won't talk with chords over it. And this one will be fine. We'll keep this one, even though it's short. I feel like it's useful. There's a lot of people here. Wow, there's so many people here. How did this happen? This is so cool. Okay. I need to like make a crazy promise to see if like I get more than 20 people, I'll do X. Oh, if I get 20 people, I'll play 20-tone equal tempered guitar, but it's different somehow. What's the different thing? I don't even know. Okay, let's try playing it from the beginning. I see a person has left the chat because of that. Okay, here we go. Ah! Oh, I forgot the melody. Oh, here. No. There we go. So those normally diatonic parts, I love it because it's such a powerful piece. But now it's got that Blackwood 10 character. It's just so great. I am very excited to imagine something like a big old choir singing this with lots of wavy vibrato that's very beautiful, like those old Russian choir recordings. Oh, I love those. Like Chesnikov. Oh, that's great stuff. So something like that. So we'll see if the old Oh Holy Night gets ditched or not. I think I'll leave it on SoundCloud, but I'll take it off Zen Harmonic Chocolate. So Zen Harmonic Chocolate has all the best stuff. Let's see. Ooh, lots of people. Let's see. 20 people, 20-tone guitar metal style with some nice muddy distortion. Yes. Okay, that'll be the thing. Let's see. Ascended Alchemist says, how long will the stream keep going? Let's see. Minutes or hours. I am going to leave shortly just because I have a lot to do and I have to leave in about 20 minutes. But I am mostly ready with everything I need to do, which is good. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, this is the Lumitone, and I'm sorry I did not play it. I really wanted to. It's just that I'm so much better at this instrument that if I do a live stream and I have no time to do anything, I can just like pull this out of my butt. But then this is like a whole thing, and I would have to like practice in front of you, and that's embarrassing. Not really, but I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. It's hard to know what people want from the live streams. but it's usually very exciting. Like they're really unpredictable, which I like about them. So when it comes to Microtonal Monday and streaming, I will be doing I'm kind of like just streaming on any Monday I feel like it. It might not be precisely 9 o'clock, just because there's always so much stuff I have to do. And I'm one of those people where if I start doing stuff and I'm like in the flow and it's getting done, I really don't want to stop and do something else. I really don't want to change course, even if the thing I'm doing actually involves multitasking. So like today, I was just doing so much stuff and that was like happening past 9. I was like, I'm not going to like stop all this stuff just to do a stream and then come back to it. I'm going to do it when I'm done with that other stuff. So I got done with that other stuff and here I am. So that is how that works. So I will just stream some random Monday mornings before I have to go in and teach the kids. So just keep an eye out Monday mornings for me showing up for Microtonal Monday. And then I guess in other news, January is really interesting, and so is February. My January is I'm just going to be, it's very difficult, January, both at work and in the things I need to do with the microtonal world that I've promised to do. So I don't think it will destroy me, but I'm excited for the challenge. I'm excited to see if I can defeat January. Because I have a huge transcription project that's down the line. Patrons already know what that is. And I'm also playing some piano for someone that is actually a bit tricky. So that's cool. I get to practice some piano. Let's see. Ooh, more questions. Into some old Mega Man music. I did not play the Mega Man games, but every time I hear the music, I'm excited. So that's the Scrabbles question. Let's see. Oliver says, is the keyboard below adjustable in terms of how you arrange the keys for different tuning systems? It is not natively adjustable. It is just it is adjustable, but it's a situation where whenever I change the layout of this, I like have a bunch of extra keys in a box over there. And I would just literally open the keyboard up, unscrew the keys, and rearrange them myself. Each key is individually possible to take out, and you can just put in a different key. So it's not locked into any kind of system in there. It's just one at a time. So I can just take it apart and rearrange them into whatever layout I want. But it is not meant to do that. It just happens when I take it apart. Let's see. Ooh, fun French that I can't read. Let's see. 0.5 degrees says a word. And then, yes, thanks, Oliver. I'm glad you think it's cool. Okay, neat. Okay, so that's Microtonal Monday 5, a little tiny breakdown of Blackdown 10. Blackdown 10? No, a little breakdown of Blackwood 10. And what I whipped up in Oh Holy Night in 15 Tone Equal Temperament for an open mic. The kite guitar people, Aaron, Kite, and some others, Timmy, who I went to school with, they're having like a Portland like kite guitar open mic night every first Sunday of the month, which is really exciting. So I'm going to try and show up and use that to keep myself accountable with actually learning things. I think there's a Jitsi link to it. So if anyone's interested in that, I can post it if they want to try performing some stuff on a camera. It's really good, I think, to do that because then you can practice like sort of what your setup is. Because it's always a bit tricky if you haven't done that before and you don't know how the audio settings are going to behave. And, some softwares don't behave very well. Okay, I really have to get going. So it has been real, gang. Microtonal Monday 5 has been a blast. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.